finally, after a long hiatus, the 41st District Tournament is back on the Cable 10 Game of the Week. Stay with us. Coming to you from the turf this year at Benny Watkins Field here at Franklin County High School. Alongside David Daly, I'm John Piesheimer. Glad you could join us here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week. We've got 3 nights of pretty exciting soccer action here for you. We're going to lift the lid on this tournament with the Frankfort High Panthers taking on the Great Crossing Warhawks. And David, Great Crossing, one of the stingiest defenses statistically in the state. Frankfort High has a little trouble putting the ball in the goal. Is that going to kind of define what we see today?
Absolutely. I really do believe that, John. Great Crossing has got a plus 17. That's a points that they've scored versus given up. So they're pretty strong up the middle. They run a stingy formation. They run a 4-5-1, so they're going to be strong up the middle. Frankfort, on the other hand, has had a hard time scoring, but they did close the season with a draw and a very close loss to Taylor County. So, you know, tournament time comes around, you never can tell.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed just looking through what the Panthers have done this season, it doesn't look like they've had the been taken out by the running clock or the mercy rule, as they call it here. It's and that's saying something because we've seen Panther teams in years past that have fallen victim to that.
Yes, and Frankfurt's going to feature a pretty strong goalkeeper, kind of the quarterback, I guess. Often the goalkeeper's back, and they can see and they can direct the play, and often the attack. It's she's a senior. It's Caroline Miklovic, and she's very, very strong.
Yeah, 145 saves so far this season, 7.5, a little bit over saves per game, and that is compared to 2 goals per game. And really, we were talking a little bit off air. That's not necessarily an indictment of the goalkeeper. What you really have to look at is saves versus shots that are put in her direction. And I think when you look at it that way, the senior McClavic really comes in, you know, really that's where she shows her quality. And you mentioned it too, getting a lot of shots put towards your goal kind of makes you a better goalkeeper.
Absolutely, yes. And, you know, and also with that senior leadership in the back, that they can direct a lot of attack. So she can put the Lady Panthers into a position of attack with a quick release, so scoop and throw, driving a nice punt downfield. So there are a lot of options.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier about, you know, Great Crossing, the Warhawks coming out in a 4-5-1. You're going to need to play the ball over that midfield because there are a lot of Warhawk bodies between you and the goal. So.
Absolutely, and they are a pretty stingy defense. They are a pretty opportunistic offense too. Like I said, they are plus 17 on the points scored. So it's very solid. They are number 1 coming into the tournament. Great Crossing finished 7th in the region. First in the district. They are 8-4-2 overall. Frankfort was 5-12-3 overall. So we're looking for a decent game. Weather's perfect.
Yeah, just a little bit cool. It's going to be nice for them. Talk a little bit about the turf. I know, obviously, we were at Franklin County, and this year they started playing soccer on this field. In years past, we've been down to Sauer Field, which is a grass surface over next to the Capitol, but just playing, the ball always plays differently off of turf. It carries a little farther. It's a different mindset that you have to carry into it.
Yeah, it's this is a new surface. I only played on a turf field once. And we got the national anthem.
We'll dip out for the national anthem here. And
those who continue to fight for the freedoms we enjoy. Let us honor and respect their efforts and our country with the playing of our national anthem. Can you see by the dawn's but so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, came through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Good luck to both teams. Ladies, let's...
Here at David Toll's Auto Pro, we know if people are driving right now, it's only for the most important reasons. And if their car breaks down, we need to get it back on the road. At Auto Pro, we want you to rest assured that we're doing everything in our power to keep you safe. We follow all recommended COVID-related safety guidelines when handling your vehicle. Our lobby and facilities are completely clean and sanitized every night. And we have touchless credit card processing. We appreciate your trust in these difficult times, and we want to thank you for shopping local. If you have to take it to somebody, you can take it to us. David Toll's Auto Pro.
Welcome back to Benny Watkins Field, the opener for the 41st District Tournament. The girls of Frankfort High, the Panthers taking on the Warhawks of Great Crossing. And we were talking a little bit before we went to the anthem about how the turf is going to play and how that plays into strategy for this tournament for both these teams.
Yeah, and it's the crumb rubber turf, and it has a tendency on a through ball or a played ball on the surface has a tendency to slow the ball up. A lot of coaches don't care for that, but it does produce true bounces because you don't have those little turtles out there.
We're underway here, and the Panthers are going to be playing left to right on your screen in white. The Warhawks of Great Crossing in that deep navy blue with the green outline, and Warhawks getting possession early. A little bit of ping-ponging here, but Warhawks, nice ball there, and just kind of falling over there, and was Hayden Patton. Just neither team really able to establish possession here, but early going, and we'll see how everything plays out here. Warhawks coming down the left-hand side now. There's Madison Dodge, number 1. Plays it in and is taken from her, but it comes to Hayden Patton.
We
Still
are just early into it, but right now it looks like the Great Crossing is going to be a little left-handed tonight. Dodge has brought the ball up a couple times down that left flank.
Yeah, nice dispossession on the far side there by Rebecca Vaught, number 10, the junior fullback on the far side over there. The ball finds its way in. This could be dangerous, and just letting it roll out that time is number 13, Claire Moore for Frankfort High.
We got a goal kick coming up. We're going to set up here. Frankfort's going to try and find some space. See if they can't
see the senior put her foot through it. That's not bad, but Great Crossing able to grab it. They're going to pull it back and reset here. Not able to get it that time, but took a friendly bounce there for Margaret Wilkerson. But
well played ball.
Yeah, that was
nice little square, nice through ball, attacking that flank on the right side.
Cross comes in, and that time it's saved, and a collision there on the far goal post between McClavick for Frankfort and trying to pick up the number for Great Crossing. It'll be a Panther goal kick. That's some nice kind of panic time defending there by the Panthers. But you mentioned it just a couple times already. We've seen some nice little 1-2s, nice runs off the ball made by that Great Crossing midfield.
That was shot from outside the box.
We may have another one here. Here's Dodge. It sits up for her. She looked like she might have been just trying to kind of nudge it through there to number 42, Josie Dummer. She was the one that had that shot earlier, but not able to get much power behind that. But great crossing with the throat.
Dodge and Denard, a couple senior strikers playing out there on the wing, seem to be really applying pressure. They seem to be the dominant force right now.
Yeah, and you can tell great crossing. That's the second or third time they've tried to get the ball to just trying to get it to Josie Dummer. She's got height advantage, so if she can get her head on it and kind of knock it, you know, in the path of somebody or bring it down and play it, that seems to be where great crossing is trying to attack now. And again, attacking down the left, they're really kind of mixing it up in how they attack. And there's a shot, and Klavick able to grab that. Nice shot.
Well struck.
Nice power just right at the goalkeeper.
Yeah. That was a great pass by Patton for Hayden Patton, sent her up. Well played. Nice little give and go, 1-2. Comes straight down the pipe.
Warhawks again, and that's a nice through ball, and Dummer just not able to catch up to it. But that was a nice thought there. That was Madison Dodge. And one thing I've noticed about this Warhawk team, that they don't mind carrying the ball. They don't mind having a couple of defenders coming towards them and bringing the ball down, taking, you know, just having possession, because if the defense is collapsing on them, that means somebody's open.
Absolutely. Yeah. Whenever you draw, you always look to make that pass to space, and that's what the great crossing is doing right now. Their players are moving to space, and they are looking to receive.
We're going to get a foul here, as that was Annabelle Young.
Got a direct kick.
Colliding there with one of the Warhawks. It was number 19, Allie Nolan. Marin Patton's going to take this free kick. Marin Patton, their leading scorer during the season. She's got 12 goals, nearly a goal per game. Gets a foot behind this one. Just nobody really home, but.
Yeah, she was looking for Madison Dodge to make a little run on that backside. She was looking to strike the backside of the post.
One thing I've noticed already about great crossing, they move well off the ball, and you know, in tandem with each other. The little 1-2s that you're seeing played, it's sort of the pass and move thing that you can tell when teams have played a lot together, where they know when they get the ball, they know where the other person's going to be. Here's Patton, left-footed shot.
Solid defense. Good job by Frankfurt to step in there and stop that attack right down the pipe.
Warhawks still threatening here. Now they're going to try it down the right-hand side.
That's Denard over there.
That'll be our first corner of the game.
For the night, yeah.
And I think right now, too, just that extra body in midfield is what you're seeing with great crossing, just really kind of dominating possession so far.
It's hard to get out of your own defensive third and play through against that 5 strong midfield.
Patton with a nice ball in, and just a little bit too much on that from, I believe that was
Denard.
Yeah, it was Denard.
Yeah. She made a good effort. She was right where she needed to be. It's a good effort.
Yeah, in that kind of case, there's not a lot of difference between, you know, it could be just like a matter of an inch or so between sending that over the goalposts and sending it in the back of the net.
Yep, upper V.
Frankfurt High yet to really get any kind of sustained possession, and that time trying to play a through ball forward, but gives the ball away. Great crossing, threatening again here. All the way, and
Allie Nolan with a very nice solo run right through the center of the D.
Yep, good recovery that time by the Panthers defense. Last-ditch tackling, but great crossing really hasn't, besides that one shot that was saved by McLavic, they really haven't gotten a clean look at goal. That might change here.
Nice,
Coming
nice
in,
shot.
nice finish
Well
that time with
played.
the right foot by Madison Dodge. As soon as I said it, great crossing on the scoreboard. Wonderful cross in. Nobody able to get anything on it from Frankfort High. Let's take a look at it here on the replay. And did they call that offside?
Oh, they did, yes. Right there in the center field, I guess so.
Well, we can take a look at the replay here. Maybe just a step offside there. I believe that was Josie Dummer.
Dummer, yeah. Unlucky. It was a well-played ball, very nice finish, but it just kind of gives you an idea of what you're looking for.
And that's probably, you know, the offside player is probably why Frankfort High was a little hesitant to try to get anything on that.
Josie Dummer tried to lay one off there to Brooke Denard, just a little bit short.
Let's take a look at it again. As you can see, number 42 here right on the left side of your screen, just going maybe a second too early.
If she hadn't made a play on the ball, they probably would not have raised the flag, but she did make an attempt, and that put her in the offside position.
Ball goes straight to great crossing, now fighting for it here. That's Hayden Patton. Plays that wide to Denard, and I believe we're going to have a corner
Another
again.
corner kick.
And we'll see if they can get another ball in like they did last time.
Yeah, second corner kick for tonight.
But we're 10 minutes in, still scoreless, and that's something that Coach Rogers over on the Frankfort High sideline has to be happy about. In the past, we've seen sometimes where the game can kind of get out of hand on the Panthers and come a long way with their programs.
Nice save.
Good job by McLavic that time to really take charge of the situation and not hesitating, just makes it hers.
Nice driven ball to midfield. Good punt. Sawyer Shaw trying to apply a little pressure here to great crossing, middle of the field. Once
Comes
again,
the Warhawks. Dodge cuts inside. The right foot was just kind of trying to maybe chip it forward there, but Warhawks still have it. Here's Patton.
like you said earlier, John, it's hard to beat that five-player midfield.
Yeah, and you can see what they're doing, and we kind of talked about it earlier. Frankfort High just really trying to play the ball over top and, you know, get in those kind of situations where they can put some pressure on that great crossing back line. You know, a lot of times defenders not exactly looking forward to having the ball at their feet.
It's a comfort level thing. They want to get rid of the ball quickly.
Some nice footwork here by Marion Patton. Takes a shot, save that time. That was a great job by Marion Patton, just to keep the ball at her feet, not panic, take what the defense gave her, carve some room out for herself, and managed to get away a nice shot. And trying to fight for possession there. We haven't gotten to call her name yet much tonight. Sawyer Shaw, just because great crossing has dominated possession. But Panthers have something now. That one just a little bit ahead of Annabelle Young, number 1, but she's able to get possession back, tries to cut back. Nice little battle that time. Warhawks have it again.
I'll tell you, the Lady Panthers are playing solid. They really are doing a good job. They're folding back in where they give a little bit of ground, but they haven't bent yet.
Nice dispossession that time. And,
nice through
Young,
ball. Good
foot
run.
race now. I believe she's going to get to that.
She may
keep
get
it
to
inside.
space.
She does. But unfortunately had to use so much effort to keep the ball in that gave it up.
It's Frankfort throwing down in the attacking third.
We'll have our first substitutions of the game coming in here in just a second. Looks like we've got one great crossing player who's cramping on maybe a little bit, and that's number 12, Marion Patton. We'll take a little bit of a look while we've got a break here at what these teams have done so far this season. The last time these two teams played great crossing on top of Frankfort, that game was in great crossing. That was September 15th. Allie Nolan, Marion Patton both having a brace for the Warhawks, and Hayden Patton chipped in a goal. And Frankfort High having a little possession now, but now great crossing, trying to counter, and a little bit too much lead on that pass out to Dennard from Josie Dummer.
Yeah. Just a little bit too strong on that, but it was the right idea. Head in the right direction.
Yeah, and a little bit of what Frankfort High has kind of been trying to do to great crossing, that quick
There's
ball.
a nice through ball right there.
Yep.
We got space.
Annabelle Young and having to come out, and I believe that might be her first action in a long time as the goalkeeper for great crossing, Shelby Smith.
Yeah. And Shelby jumped on that real quick. She saw it open up. She came out there. She took care of it. She knew her defense had been split.
I've seen a couple times so far. Frankfort High has been able to get the ball to Annabelle Young, number 1, there in space. She's just maybe been not expecting the ball to get there, and then as a consequence of that, just a little bit slow to get back. And we're going to have an offside here.
Oh, throw in.
Still scoreless here. We had a goal that was disallowed for offside right at about the 32-minute mark. And that was kind of a warning shot from great crossing. But I'll say this, ever since that point, you know, for the last 4 or 5 minutes, really been kind of straightforward 50-50 in terms of possession. Frankfort High starting to carve their way back into this game.
Yeah, it's a high school soccer tends to always be a little of 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off. You weather the storm, then you're going to counter. Then you're going to weather the storm, and then you're going to counter. And you're going to see periods of anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes of being in your defensive third, then rolling down to your offensive third.
Here's Patton playing the ball out left to Nolan. Nolan back over to Patton. She takes a shot from distance, just a little bit wide. I think Miklovic was more than happy to watch that go by.
That was an ambitious shot from about 23 yards out.
Yeah, not too far away though. I mean, it was going to be covered regardless, but.
Yeah. But it was a well struck ball with the left foot.
Now a little change in strategy maybe, as the first few times dispossessed right there was Lady Panther, as that ball is going to roll out, and I believe we might get a corner. Yeah, we're going to get a corner over there. Nope, you're right, goal kick.
Yeah.
But one thing you saw, and we may see it again here, is McClavic's going to have another dead ball situation, is that you can see now she's trying to play the ball out wide a little bit. First few times she played it right in the middle of the field, great crossing, it kind of just like covered it up.
Yes. Yeah, she just did it
again.
As
soon as I say that, she
hits off to the right side. Yeah.
Now here's ball played out left. Madison Dodge trying to get to at that time, but playing out that time is Frankfort High, and we'll have a throw here. Taking odds on the next time that I see, or how many times in this game I'll say Franklin County as opposed to Frankfort High.
Here comes Young.
Annabelle Young, nice turn that time. She's got somebody along with her, trying to play the 1-2, but great crossing. Really kind of saw that one developing in progress.
Just the numbers are so strong for great crossing through the center of the field, through that middle third, and they are controlling it.
Yeah, and one thing you're seeing now, I think maybe that was kind of some instruction from the sideline. You're seeing number 1, Annabelle Young for Frankfort High. She's starting to play a little bit deeper. She's starting to come back and try to maybe shore up that midfield, just give another body there for the Panthers. And since that's happened, we've seen a little bit more of the possession come the way of Frankfort High. And way to stick with it that time. That's Sawyer Shaw. Panthers still have it.
Sean Young. There's Young. Look. Oh, unlucky. That was a good effort. She attempted to play it through the Sawyer Shaw.
Just a little chip over the top, but couldn't get enough air under it. That's a
nice scoop.
Sort of a speculative cross. It's one of those, I think, where you just say, well, I'm going to test the goalkeeper, and if she bobbles it a little bit. I know we've got somebody coming in for the rebound.
Yeah, we used to call those triple H's. Hit it hard and hope.
Playing out to the right this time, and Great Crossing doing a good job of kind of varying their attacks here. We've not really settling for one pattern, just kind of keeping Frankfurt High guessing. Here's Patton looking for some room to shoot, gets her foot behind it, but not a lot of power. Kind of just maybe dug her toe into the turf a little bit.
Yeah, I think she turf-toed that a little bit, and but she's very well under control in traffic with the ball.
Oh, that was
close. Young,
nice job by Young to really just keep pursuit on that, and nearly got the reward for it. But now Great Crossing on the counter.
I'll tell you, Dodges played a great game on that left flank over here.
Yeah, just running sprints.
Nice run hard.
Almost. Yeah. She did get to that one, I believe. Oh, we'll see. Now they're going to call it a goal kick.
Yeah.
Their substitution comes in right at almost the 20-minute mark here. We've got number 5. That's Jalea Hatchett.
And she coming in for Vaught.
Number 9, Mia Kennett. I was looking at the field and not my monitor, as I'm accused of many times, and rightfully so. Here's Young working through the double team that time and gets a throw.
For a sophomore, Annabelle Young is very heady, nice, scrappy player right there. She positioned herself into a spot so that the defender only had one place to go, and that was play the ball across the touchline.
Great Crossing will get a throw here, but we haven't seen that domination of possession like we did before, and Great Crossing has had to drop back a little bit more to try to get feet onto the ball. You see number 12, Marion Patton, who had really just dominated the midfield in the first 10 minutes of this game, now having to come almost to the center circle to try to pick up the ball. Nice little through ball to Young. Trying to play the 1-2 that time was Ember Powell, just couldn't keep enough off of that, and here comes Great Crossing. Here's Patton, cuts back, still looking. Managed to get out to Dodge.
I'll tell you what, the Callie Perry and Claire Moore have really done a good job back there defensively. They've been really strong up the middle. They've given and bent, but they've been able to step in.
Throw here for Warhawks.
Nice got space.
Here comes Dodge. Beats her defender. Cross coming in, cut out well that time by Callie Perry.
Hey, Dodge has got some wheels. She has some speed there. She's a burner.
And another thing too, we've seen this a couple times already. Just she has some wheels, but once the ball comes to her, it's not just dead stop. What do I do with it now?
Yes.
She's able to kind of get her composure and make a nice pass once she gets down there. We'll have our corner.
Yeah, it looks like Hawkinsmith came in for Great Crossing.
Now having a little bit of trouble clearing this one, still alive, and Panthers finally able to get it out of harm's way. I think Great Crossing picks it right back up, coming down the right this time. There's Hayden Patton. Plays it off to Brooklyn Couch in the game now, number 29. Played it right back to Patton and punched out that time by the Panther defense.
But you can see what'll happen sometimes is Frankfurt's getting bunched.
Yeah, nice little left foot shot, one-timer that time by Hayden Patton, but Bobak again, you see how she has managed to chalk up the amount of saves that she has.
Frankfurt got themselves caught. They all kept falling back, and they kind of got caught jammed up in a nice straight line back there, and could not get out.
Yeah, and there's something to be said for just like having too many people trying to occupy the same amount of space.
Yeah, and then if you do get a play, you don't have anybody up in the midfield to play the ball to, and it gets a little bit tight, and you want to come back and help. But the longer this game goes and Frankfurt's hanging tough and they haven't given up a goal, it's better off for them. So they're going to start believing. They're going to start having a little more energy, and it's just going to take that one little through ball.
Here's Hayden Patton. Played it forward. Great crossing, still with it. That was Allie Nolan right at the front of the box and coming in with the right-footed shot that just a little bit too much air under it that time. It was number 29, Brooklyn Couch, and we're going to get a substitution for the Panthers here. Rebecca Vaught coming in. You can see her, number 10 in white.
She's coming in for Stumbo.
And she's got,
coming to that.
you said Stumbo coming out, and that'll pull, they're going to pull Mia Kennett, number 9, over to the left side.
She's at that right mid.
Right, their right, my left.
Yeah.
There's a throw, Madison Dodge, who has been in there the whole time so far, and she's had to do a lot of work over there on the left side. Sprints up and down the field. Here's Couch, right-footed shot, and looked like it took a hit off the hand, and I don't know, no call there, but
The center rep didn't even give a play on call. He did not acknowledge it.
really, that was strange because that would have been a definite penalty.
Yep, would have been PK, but it's
There's
only
Young
a call.
that time. Nice through ball.
Call is made. There you go. Nice run.
Getting Kennett into a foot race, and this one that she's going to lose. I think she was just trying to set herself up to make the cross, and that just gave enough time for Emery Schmidt, number 24, to come in and make the stop.
That's confidence of a senior defender right there.
Yeah.
Ball got played through. She didn't panic. She just took her time, ran it down. She knew she had space. Time and space.
And there's so much of that goes into trying to defend something like that. There's the angle that you take. You try to give yourself, a couple steps and, just recognize where the danger is going to come from situationally.
Mm-hmm. And great crossing is sitting out there with 6 seniors, and so that's some good, solid leadership.
Great crossing again, getting rid of it, and now they're breaking here. Dodge wide open on the left-hand side, but they can't find her. Instead, it's going to be this little 1-2, and Hayden Patton tried to push it through, found it right back at her feet.
All the fans on this side of the field saw her open. We're calling for
Nice left-handed shot. What a save that time.
Nice, beauty save. Excellent save. She laid out. She got parallel with the ground on that. That was fantastic save.
That was Marion Patton with a beautiful little cut in off the left side, switching feet, managing to
excellent save.
Put a lot behind that shot with her opposite foot too.
Yeah, Frankfurt's coach Rogers was very high on her.
There's a cross in, and that's going to be that's going to sneak its way in.
There you go.
And that is Madison Dodge getting a little bit of reward for all that hard work as we take a look.
26 minute.
Yeah, 26 minute, and Madison Dodge almost kind of just punched it in with both feet. Number 1, you see here, the ball just gets all the way through, and Madison Dodge just gets something on it and tries to direct it towards goal, and that brings us to Great Crossing 1, Frankfurt High 0.
Dodge had the goal in the 9th minute that was called back on the offside, so very opportunistic. That's all you need is that little bit of touch, right place, right time.
And now that's a thing, Frankfurt High, we'll see how they respond here. And you mentioned it, the longer you stay in, the longer you feel like you can just keep working with those legs. And Frankfurt High's had to do a lot of work on defense. but when you give up a goal, is there a little bit of maybe the heads dropping, and maybe you feel a little bit of that running you've been doing the whole time?
And if Frankfort thinks about it, though, this would be an excellent opportunity for them to hit a quick strike through, a quick through ball, because Great Crossing will be a little bit overjoyed, a little bit happy, a little bit loose maybe, and thinking we've got this tied up. Boom, and it's a good opportunity for them to be beat.
Comes Dodge.
Again.
Playing it back to Patton. Cuts to her right. Tried to lay it off that time.
Just a little bit too far.
And you can see kind of that's, I think, maybe what Frankfort High is maybe, I don't want to say resigning themselves to, because they've managed to get some, when they've managed to get their feet on the ball and get people in space, they have shown the ability to get downfield. But it does look like that's kind of what they're looking for. They're just looking to get it, try to get a quick counter. We're going to have another goal here. Second for Dodge.
Man.
Kind of out of, I mean, really that time, that was
28th minute,
yeah, that was number 11, or sorry, that was number, looking for the number of who played that in. That was Allie Nolan with the assist. As we take a look at it here on the replay, tell me what you're looking at here.
Nolan, yeah. Just, I mean, beautiful, beautiful play. Right position. Dodge fought through the defender. She got her body ball side, and she just inside foot touched it right in. So
yeah, see Madison Dodge there, her second goal in about 3 or 4 minutes. And, you know, get some credit to Allie Nolan that time, too. She steered through two Panthers, didn't give up on the play, found just enough space to sneak in that cross, and got her reward for it.
A 2-goal lead is a pretty solid lead. 1 goal, I was going to say, 1 goal you can kind of see coming back. 2 is going to be a little bit more of an uphill battle. But if Frankfort can hang tough and finish out this half and not give anything else up.
Shot, and that hits the crossbar.
Well struck.
She's going to get another shot out of here. Got some power behind that, and that's a great save by McClavick.
McClavick has had a whale of a game.
Yeah, first time maybe caught her a little bit off of her line and nearly chipping it in, but the deflection off the crossbar took it right back into the path of Merritt Patton. She put her foot behind that second one and definitely stung the hands of McClavick, but a great job of keeping it out of the goal.
It's the fourth corner kick coming up for Great Crossing. Ball played right to the top of the box.
And that's another thing I'll say, like,
well done.
For Great Crossing, she's, you know, they've had Marion Patton taking the corners when they've been on that side, and she's gotten something on every single one of them. Yep. Nice placement. That's a good job by Brooklyn Couch.
Set pieces are a critical part of the game, and Great Crossing seems to be putting it together well.
Now Frankfort High a little bit.
There's some space.
A little bit snake bit here, and just got to make sure they keep their heads up because still a lot of game left. And there are going to be opportunities as that ball is played forward to number 35, who just came into the game. That's Rachel Nichols, the freshman, up top for Frankfort High.
Ball through midfield, swinging it across, changing the path.
And they want to get it back to Dodge. She's already got 2 goals today. Thought about taking the shot with the right foot, but instead played it forward. Nearly got the return ball that time from Seton Hawkinsmith. Still attacking his Great Crossing. Here's Patton. Marion Patton. Right-footed shot and another
save.
Big save.
Great save, yes.
Yeah, we have talked about it a couple of other times already so far in the first 30 minutes of this first half, but you're seeing where these stats for McClavick come from.
Yeah, I mean, very, very good positioning. Nothing's really caught her off guard. The only thing probably caught her surprise was that long shot that hit the crossbar, but that's a tough one to stop.
Here's Dodge, tried to lay it off, and it finds its way to Hayden Patton. Nice cutback and just overran her a little bit, but ball finds its way right back out to Dodge. Puts the left-footed pass in, and that almost finds its way. Shot coming in from Marion Patton. That bounced off of Allie Nolan. So all 4 of the star players so far up top for great crossing, getting a touch that time. But again, McClavic managed to keep it out of the goal.
And I'll tell you what, they are putting the ball on frame too. Great crossing. Already has 8 shots on goal, and very solid half.
Frankfurt High managing to get a little bit of possession. Ever since that first goal, really, it's been one-way traffic ever since. And I think great crossing smells blood, and they want to extend this lead before halftime with just a little under 9 minutes left in the first half. Here's Patton, Marion Patton cutting inside. Just takes a wild left-footed shot, but again, it's what you said, hit and hope. And you know,
when she was playing through, she was thinking maybe Madison Dodge might be making that run. She saw the space. She's playing the ball into space, anticipating that there might be a teammate running on the backside.
And you talked a little bit before we went on about how that's one of the most important things to get across to players at this level is just the benefits of hitting the ball into some space, as we see that kind of played out in front of us, because you're stretching the defense. You're making them cover. Space is a lot harder to cover than a person.
Yes, and you're going to look for that second runner to come through and maybe run onto that ball. So the defender steps up and hits the first, or comes up and guards and marks the first attack, and then here comes the second runner through and waltzes into the box.
And you said something earlier about confidence. It takes confidence to do that, and that's one thing we've seen great crossing with a lot of here, especially that young lady right there, Madison Dodge. She tried to bring the ball down, just couldn't get enough on it, and we're going to get a throw.
Yeah, and once again, you know, we were talking about the strength of seniors and the senior leadership. Dodge is a senior and just is showing it out there. Just very, very comfortable.
You saw the clearance made by the senior for Frankfurt High, number 4, Callie Perry.
You know, Perry is battled back there. She is battled strong. I believe she's wearing the captain's armband too.
Warhawks again with it. Marion Patton on that right side. Crossover. Nice job of beating the defender. Shot is just wide. What a job of getting just a little bit of space to get that shot in. Let's take a look at the replay here. It's a little bit more curve. I think that's ending up in the back of the net.
And you can see how that ball was knuckling. You know that ball was struck straight laces. Very solid drive. Had her knee over top of the ball and stroked right through it. It was a driven ball.
Maybe
driven ball has that knuckle.
Maybe to get a little bit of an extended halftime break. Madison and Dodge comes off, and here's Seton Hawkinsmith trying to lay it off over on that far side to Nolan. And now Frankfurt High has a chance. You can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to get the ball to Annabelle Young in some space, and now she's got it.
Again, Schmidt just takes her time.
Young still with it, still battling, manages to keep it in, but for her trouble, she's gonna have the ball taken off of her as Hawkinsmith now cuts back and still with it. Looked like she was just kind of trying to get a little bit on it with that right foot to nudge it towards goal, but not enough power, and that one's easily picked up by McClavic.
And Perry just shepherded the ball back to McClavic so that she was protected.
Ball found its way all the way through to Rachel Nichols, number 35, but the freshman just not really able to get control of it. Great crossing coming back now. Here's Hayden Patton playing it to Marion Patton. Still with it. Can't get there, and was interested to see what the call was. They're going to make that a no call. I actually did think it was a nice little bit of defense there by Jalea Hatchett. West.
Hatchett just got the toe in there and poked it away and got that extra touch to.
Yeah, it looked like it was Marion Patton's momentum more than anything that carried her over.
Yeah. But just takes that one little touch. You got to be right spot and position yourself.
Patton again.
Don't commit the foul in the box.
Plays it over to Hayden Patton. Shot with the right foot. Slavic dove just to make sure, but that was a fair bit wide.
Yeah, she was just shepherding that across the end line.
Sawyer Shaw going to come back into the game now, number 11. We see Hayden Patton there. She's had quite a game for herself there, really at the, I don't know if you'd call that the number 9 role. As most of their play has kind of been coming from the outside in, but she has made some nice moves there, and for a number 9, she's having to pick up the ball a long way up the field. Tried to find Marin Patton. I'm assuming they're related. I'm not sure. There's Marin Patton with a nice job of getting herself some space. Plays the crossing. It's going to find its way to Brooklyn Dodge, who cannot find the left side of the net.
Oh, she will want that one back. She will look at that one and think, oh, it was wide open.
It looked like she may have been trying to place it just a little bit too much.
She had the right idea. She was going far post and just did not get a good solid placement on it.
Yeah, and it's one of those two. It's kind of, you want to play that far post because that's the open spot, but also all the momentum is coming towards the far post. You try to maybe play against that, but regardless, 2-0 our score, 3 minutes left in this first half. As you see, number 32, that's Meredith Turner, the freshman for the Warhawks. And pressing again here, just kind of running out of room that time.
Allie Nolan, and can produce a little goal kick. Although Frankfurt right now, if Frankfurt could just ride this out, walk in, regroup a little bit, there's positives to build on coming into the second half.
Yeah, you just have to keep the score where it's at, I think, because 2-0, you know, anybody who's watched soccer at any level will tell you 2-0 is the most dangerous lead to have at halftime.
Yes, because you can come out real quick and Frankfurt find the back of the net early in the second half, and a whole new ball game.
Yeah, and the legs aren't as tired coming back in.
Absolutely.
And if you get, you know, we mentioned it before, momentum will make up for a little bit in the way of tiredness. And if you can get just a little bit of momentum going your way, great crossing, just so good with the ball and so calm with it. Marin Patton just staying in possession, waiting for something to develop. Finally, she takes the shot, and McClavick lets that one bounce this time, and that's going to be another
save.
A big save by McClavick as Seton Hawkinsmith came in, just couldn't get the placement that she wanted. Really probably should have just tried to lift it up over. Actually, that's a good job there by McClavick to really stay put and kind of make herself as big as possible, even being crouched down.
Yep, she went out, she got low, she took the flat shot away and was able to jump on it.
Nice cutback by Moore. She's going to take a shot here.
There you go.
And that's a good idea by Annabelle Moore. You're far out from goal, but take a shot. Give your striker a chance to run onto you. If the shot is spilled, that time it wasn't, but you recognize that their keeper hasn't had to do anything for a while. It's collision there in the middle of the field. Great crossing coming out with it.
That was Frankfurt's shirt for a first shot on goal, last minute of the half.
That one hits the back of Hayden Patton. Crossing still with it. You can tell that's something Marin Patton enjoys. She loves these little battles, trying to beat a defender, and that time the defender on the far side gets the better of her. That is number 10, Rebecca Vaught, the junior for the Panthers. And you know, Frankfurt High, they've given up the 2 goals, but really, for as much of an assault as they've faced, they've played really well, especially on the defensive end, as far as like just not getting their head down, working together back there. Great crossing, going to try to punch one in before the end of the first half, and that cross, it may have been as much of a shot as it was a cross, but couldn't find its way to Seton Hawkinsmith.
It was very ambitious. It was but it was a well-struck ball.
Well, if you can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket, I guess.
Somebody's got to score, right?
Absolutely. 2-0 your score. Somebody to score in this one was Madison Dodge for Great Crossing, and they lead 2-0. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with some highlights. You're watching a 41st District Tournament here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
Game of the Week is brought to you by David Tolles Auto Pro. You're in good hands with David Tolles Auto Pro. Bring your vehicle to us for the best repairs in the Frankfort area. 2 locations at 1348 Versailles Road and 515 Duncan Road. And check us out at davidtollsautopro.com.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Exit Realty Crutcher. Exit Realty Crutcher, your premier resource for all real estate services, wishes all teams a great school year. From Louisville to Lexington and all cities in between, we have the knowledge, enthusiasm, teamwork, and experience to help you buy and sell. Come see what we have to offer for your real estate needs. ExitRealtyCrutcher.com.
The Game of the Week halftime show is brought to you by Classic Gold. Art-carved class rings are available at Classic Gold Master Jewelers, 859 East Main Street.
Classic Gold Master Jewelers has an amazing selection of jewelry that anyone will love. Classic Gold also provides custom services like pearl restringing, engraving, watch repair, ring resizing, and custom designs. Classic Gold Master Jewelers, 859 East Main Street.
It's the opening night of the 41st District Tournament, and we are at halftime in Game 1. Great Crossing up 2-0 on Frankfort High on the strength of 2 goals by Madison Dodge. As you're joining us here for our Classic Gold Master Jewelers halftime show, and we're going to take a look at some highlights now. A lot of Great Crossing attacking and getting a couple of goals for their trouble.
Frankfurt's been playing some solid defense too, though. They really battled in there strong, but Great Crossing was able to find the net twice. Dodge won very strong.
Yeah, the two you saw right there for Great Crossing, Hayden Patton and Marin Patton, who you see right there, number 12, really just harassing that back line for Frankfort High. But as you mentioned, the Panthers doing a good job of keeping everything in front of them up until that point. And that was just a cross by Marin Patton that made its way in over the top of the heads. And this is just an effort play here by Nolan, sticking with it. And a great finish that time. That you really can't say enough about being able to just like take that one time, direct it in. And here is 2 big-time shots by Marin Patton, one with the left foot that time, coming back with the right.
And that was a Division I strike.
I'll say
that was a Division I strike.
That looked like
Patton.
It hurt to save.
Yeah.
Nearly scoring again that time, coming in with Seton Hawkinsmith, but that was a great stop by Caroline McClavick. That was the play that really finished the half. That came a lot closer because I was looking from our vantage point here and not really looking at the monitor, and that actually looked like it caught some frame.
Yep.
But that's how we got here, 2-0 your score. The Warhawks of Great Crossing on top. We'll have some second half action coming your way in just a little bit here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Exit Realty Crutcher. Exit Realty Crutcher wishes all teams a great school year. Real estate is what we do. Families are why we do it. If you're looking to buy or sell or interested in a career in real estate, contact us today to see how our family can help your family. Visit ExitRealtyCrutcher.com.
Yeah, this is Joe. You need a tree removed from your yard? Yeah, I can do that for you.
Don't take a chance on any Joe Schmo. Call Estate Tree Service for all your tree care needs. Since 1957, Estate Tree Service has provided safe, quality tree care at a fair rate. From tree removal and pruning to stump grinding and debris cleanup, we've got you covered. Call the trusted professionals at Estate Tree Service today.
Game of the Week is brought to you by real estate agent Reva Howe with Exit Realty Crutcher. Whether buying or selling, you need a professional that knows how to navigate this current housing market. She understands the area property values and will be your best advocate. Her clients are like family. Contact Reva today by texting REVA to 85377. Buying and selling a home can be an extremely stressful experience. Let real estate agent Reva Howe help you navigate the process smoothly and help relieve your anxiety. Reva is honest, an excellent communicator, and will be your advocate every step of the way. Reva provides expert advice and will treat you like family. At Exit Realty Crutcher, real estate is what we do, and families are why we do it. Contact Reva today by texting Reva to 85377. Call her at 502-330-8831. You'll be glad you did.
I'm Dr. Jenny Millen. I'm owner and chiropractor at Triple Crown Chiropractic and Wellness. I started this practice in 2010, and traditional bank is the fourth bank I've tried. After switching, I feel like I'm home. I'm from a small town, and that hometown feel of knowing that they care about where you are now and where you are going in the future, that is a win-win for me.
It's all over if they hit this field goal.
Buying or selling a home can be as exciting as winning the big game on a last-second field goal. Or it can be just as devastating if the kick doesn't go in.
And the kick goes up, and it's no good. Home team loses.
That's why in real estate it always helps to be on a winning team. Choose Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher.
Real estate is what we do.
And families are why we do it.
Wait, how'd you get in here?
Game of the Week is brought to you by Estate Tree Service. We have a solution for all your tree care needs. Estate Tree Service provides expert tree care and preservation. Call 502-229-5258 for a free estimate. Game of the Week is brought to you by Traditional Bank. When your business is looking to win, with tough competition around every corner, you need high performers backing you up. Traditional Bank's local team will stand by your side as a trusted partner, your friendly neighbor, and your biggest fan. It's time to make the switch. Traditional Bank, member FDIC.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Agent Mary Cook with Exit Realty Crutcher. Mary believes in serving her clients with honesty and integrity. From lending to appraisal, contracts to closings, she will always be there to help you every step of the way. Contact Mary today to discuss how she can help you with any real estate needs. Call 320-9060 or text mcook to 85377. When it comes to buying or selling a home, finding an honest and reputable agent is essential for a positive experience. Meet Mary Cook, an Exit Crutcher Realtor. She believes in serving her clients with honesty and integrity. Her experience includes lending, appraisals, contracts, and closings. More importantly, Mary will be with you every step along the process. Contact Mary today to discuss how she can help you with your real estate needs. At Exit Crutcher Realtor, real estate is what we do and families are why we do it. Call Mary at 502-320-9060 or text mcook to 85377.
Bob Allen of Frankfort is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Shop Bob Allen for a winning selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, all dealmaker priced.
Click and save today
at boballenfrankfurt.com.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Bob Allen. Bob Allen is Frankfort's dealmaker. Shop Bob Allen for a winning selection of new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, as well as pre-owned. Click and save at boballenfrankfurt.com. Bob Allen is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. Game of the Week is brought to you by Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher. Choose local realtors that treat you like family, because real estate is what we do and families are why we do it. Game of the Week is brought to you by North American Insurance. North American Insurance Services provides for all your health, life, home care, Medicare, supplemental health, annuities, and long-term care. Call Mark Keetle and let us prepare your unique plan today. 606-356-7774.
This bed's too hard. This bed's too soft. This bed's just right.
Come check out our new store. 316 Versailles Road behind McDonald's.
Our new store is just right.
I'd like to invite you into our newest location, 316 Versailles Road. We have a large selection of furniture in stock for you to take home with you today. And like my three little bears just said, everything is just right.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Whitehead Hancock. Whitehead Hancock Plumbing has been serving Frankfort families for more than 100 years. You can trust Whitehead Hancock for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and septic needs. Call them today at 502-227-2213 for 24-hour emergency service, or visit their website at whiteheadhancock.com.
Despite the best intentions, sometimes a marriage just doesn't work out. I'm attorney Doug Howard of the Howard Law Group. A divorce can cost you thousands of dollars in lawyer's fee alone. That's why I created uncontesteddivorce.law. If you have an uncontested divorce and both parties are willing to sign all documents, you'll only pay a flat fee plus court costs. Why spend more on your divorce than you did on your wedding cake? When a divorce is just a divorce, life demands simple.
Since 1949, Franklin Goins Insurance has been providing great rates on auto, home, business, and life insurance. Franklin Goins Insurance. Franklin's got you covered.
Welcome back to Benny Watkins Field. We're doing it on turf this year for the 41st District Soccer Tournament. And we are glad to bring you all the action. 2-0 your score as we get ready to start the second half. And let's take a little bit of a look back at the first half. David, as you've got some stats for us.
Yeah, Frankfurt did an excellent job strong up the middle. I mean, Perry was real solid back there. McLavic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I apologize. McLavic was strong back there. She faced 9 great crossing shots. The great crossing also put up 5 corner kicks, and they were all pretty much turned away. Very solid. The set pieces didn't hurt them. But here we go with the second half.
Yeah, given how much possession went the way of Great Crossing, you would look at that and expect the score line to be a lot more lopsided than it is.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's a credit to that McClavic and that back line for Frankfurt High.
Yeah.
It's really tough when you see the Franklin County emblem and everything in the field is blue and gold.
Yeah. And there were some great, I think there were some positives that Coach Rogers can take away from that half. Talk to the players, said just keep on staying with the course. You did a fine job. We're solid in the middle. We're going to look for the openings.
Now you've got your legs back under you.
You've got your legs back under. You're ready to go.
All right, we've got an early corner here from Great Crossing coming in to take that. That's going to be Brooke Dennard. That's a flat cross, but it does its job, and that's going to be the third goal. That is the last thing you want if you're Frankfurt High, giving up a goal with
in the
less
first
than a minute off the clock, and that is Allie Nolan coming in with a nice right-footed finish. And I said it was a flat cross, but really, if you look at that, just it kind of looked like they were man-marking that time was Frankfurt High, and Allie Nolan just kind of caught her defender napping there and just ran right past her.
Yeah, she snuck in, got in between the defender and the ball, and was just able to just redirect it. Just a well-driven ball. That is a hard stop for a keeper to make.
Yeah, near post.
Yes.
And coming in to try to push it through with Seton Hawkinsmith, and really just kind of got muscled off the ball that time. No lack of fight here for Frankfurt High, and that's a nice ball through. Just couldn't pull it in that time was Sawyer Shaw, who just really hasn't gotten to a lot of touches so far tonight. She is leading this Frankfurt High team on the season with 7 goals, but really just we haven't been able to kind of see what she can do because Great Crossing's been able to cut it out so effectively. There's Marin Patton, nice move to get past the defender. She's still with it. Plays it through that time, and that is Allie Nolan, who just scored a little bit ago. Plays it back to Patton. That touch was a little bit too heavy and not able to clear effectively, and that's an interesting little bit of what happened back there because it looked like Seton Hawkinsmith, number 3, was trying to run onto it and may have been held back a little bit there.
That is a strong leg. McClavic's punt definitely can be an offensive weapon. She drove that ball past the middle third all the way toward the attacking third.
There's Brooke Dennard trying to play in a cross, but really couldn't get it. Couldn't get it across the face of goal there, and that's something maybe that Great Crossing came into this game because maybe that's part of the reason you start with 5 midfielders is because you want to make sure that ball is not getting any farther off of the goalkeeper's foot than midfield if she's able to punt the ball like that. Great crossing again with it. Here's Hayden Patton. Cuts right. She's going to take the shot, and nice save that time to push the ball out wide.
Parry the ball out. Well done. They're going to set up a second corner kick for the half.
Marion Patton going to walk over and take this. We see the replay here from behind the goal by the world's shortest cameraman.
That's some excellent camera work.
Yeah. Can't take credit for that, Joe. Looked like they went with the same play and almost got the same result. It carried a little farther across the face of the goal, and I believe that was Seton Hawkinsmith coming in, nearly getting a foot to it, aiming for the top right corner, just got a little bit too much behind that.
Yeah, very aggressive on their corner kicks on those set pieces, great crossings, just trying to really fight through to get ball side and then redirect.
And you can tell maybe they saw something in that Frankfurt High back line. Maybe their coach saw something, Stephen Brown, and just really directing his players to maybe try playing those corners just a little bit more flat. I tell you, Marion Patton just cuts back so effectively. What a shot.
What a strike. Played up
So
that right post.
Yeah, so good to get herself some space, and then just that shot is, this is the second time the frame of the goal has really denied her a score. There's Dennard. She takes a shot with the right foot. Really, just the angle wasn't her friend on that one, and that one is pretty easily wrapped up by McClavick.
Yeah, Patton for a sophomore is has a super solid foot. Nice through ball.
Nice try at the through ball there.
Sawyer Shaw might get a chance to get on that one. She just off. Good pressure by Rebecca Vaught.
It's good to see it. Frankfurt High still fighting here, not ready to give this one up quite yet.
Jalea Hatchett marking, just shepherding, solid defense.
Here's Shaw. Has it taken off her feet that time by Madison Dodge. Here's Patton. Plays it forward to Hayden Patton. He's got some space here. Thought about taking the shot, but just angle carried her too far out wide. She'll get it back here on the left side. Tried to play it back into the path of Meredith Turner. Here's Hayden Patton again, chips it, and just not able to get the kind of power she won on it.
Yeah. Nice little pressure. Forced the ball to be passed. No shot.
That one bounced off the arm of Annabelle Young that time.
Yeah.
She fights and she gets through it. I don't think it was a handball. It may have been the shoulder. That's the way the official's going to look at it.
I mean, he was right there. He was right there on it, and he didn't even signal play on.
Here's Turner. Cuts left, and that one just kind of bobbles its way in.
Little scoop there by McClavick. Another excellent punt. Nice, well done. She anticipated that. She took Dodge on that. She expected Dodge to play the ball in that direction and picked it up.
Yeah, and Dodge is really she's been playing a lot further back now in the second half.
Yeah, she rolled down in that defensive position in that midfield.
Ember Powell coming back into the game now as Rebecca Vaught's going to head to the Panther bench.
Got a throw in coming in from Hatchett. Looking for space. Nice touch. Another 1-2, little give and go.
Yeah, and I think that's what Frankfurt High needs, just a little bit more of that, and just have not been able to have any time on the ball so far. Here's Hayden Patton trying to play it into the path of Hawkinsmith. It was slow getting to her, but Hawkinsmith making the most of it. Nice ball to get herself some space. The left-footed shot sneaks its way in.
That was a near side goal.
That was a great finish that time by Seton Hawkinsmith on the far side from our vantage point. And That takes the score to 4-0, and now it's getting into danger time for Frankfort High as Great Crossing really firing on all cylinders. That's a great finish. And that was Hayden Patton really staying with that one. And one thing I saw in that with Hawkinsmith, she was able to just like punch that one forward a little bit. And that's, again, confidence. Just playing that heavy touch to give herself some, put herself into some space and just outran the defender, and a wonderful finish. And Great Crossing threatening again here. Here's Dinner. Just can't keep that cross down. But 4-0 the score, and now I think the score is beginning to reflect a little bit more what we've been seeing out there.
Yeah. It and it wears on you.
Yeah.
Frankfort, the Panthers played a great first half and just battled through, and still just it does wear on you, and it's tough because you're doing a lot of chasing. You're doing a lot of covering ground.
And that's kind of, when we set up a lot, and you see this on all levels of the game, that's one of the hardest things. Keeping a solid. As Dinner's going to come in to try to hit this one. She takes the left-footed shot, and that one, just no power behind it. But what I was saying is that's one thing you see at kind of all levels of the game is that strategy of just kind of sitting back and trying to keep everybody back and beat the other team on the counter. You can keep your momentum for so long, and then, after a couple of goals, you just lose. Really, it becomes harder and harder because you lose that positivity of keeping everything in front of you.
Everything out in front, yes.
And it just kind of becomes work at that point, and you're not really able to kind of switch out of that and start to attack. That's one of the hardest things to do is have a game plan and then move and change your approach.
Yeah, but the Lady Panthers are showing solid heart. I'm not seeing any quit at all. They are not backing down. Very solid. They got a thin bench.
Patton with a great left-footed shot. She has so much power with both feet.
Beautiful save, too. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think as we take a look here from our camera behind the goal, what a save that time. And I think if Marion Patton walks out of this game without a goal, she's going to wonder what on earth happened, because she's had so many shots on goal, but McClavick has been up to every single one of them. Either McClavick or the frame of the goal itself. This one bouncing around now. A nice corner that time. Just didn't really bounce correctly for the Warhawks.
Yeah. McClavick has got the tools to, I say, go on to play at the next level. I could see her between the pipes. At the college level, absolutely.
That is a great move by Marion Patton to get herself some space. And I think a lot of it, too, is just like when the ball's at your feet, you can tell she wants the ball at her feet. She wants defenders coming at her, and that's so indicative of somebody who's going to be able to go on and play, because if someone's coming at you, that's a chance to beat them. And there's a mindset thing between that and if someone's coming at you, that's a chance for them to take the ball off of you. I think that's so much of where this game is played is in your head.
Yep. And scorers want to score. Scorers call for the ball. That's sort of the Mia Hamm mindset. Or
you're going to model yourself after anybody.
You got it. One of the greatest.
Left-footed shot. Still
beautiful.
Denied that time.
Did they hit the post?
Yeah, hit the post and went out, again. So we got a corner.
It's the third one. Here we go. Right there at the base.
Yep.
Once again, I like
half inch to the left, and I think that would have bounced in the goal.
I do like that camera angle.
You give that person a raise.
Now this is tough right here, coming into the sun. As it's setting, they are staring straight into it.
Especially defend.
Yes.
Ball comes in and a whiff that time.
Rolls straight
by
through.
Nolan.
Nothing.
Keeping the ball that time is number 32 on the far side, Meredith Turner, but Panthers will get a throw here. And you're right, the way that the field is set up here at Benny Watkins Field, and we've had it during football too. if it's a particularly clear night on that side of the field, you're going to be looking into the sun on a lot of parts of this field right up until sunset. So
yes,
and that's just another thing for the Panthers to have to deal with. And it may have kind of been why that Great Crossing had that shot by Nolan that just really didn't catch any of the ball. So interesting added bit of intrigue here to the second half. 4-0 your score. Just about 25 minutes left in this. And that chip over the top, just a little bit wide there by Hayden Patton. How neither of the Pattons have scored yet is really beyond me.
They have.
That's also a credit to your goalkeeper over there, McClavick, and you know the lack of quit in that Panther back line.
And some of it goes to the goal frame.
Yeah.
So. That goal frame is undefeated. Nothing ever gets through it.
That one cleared out. Nice job coming over to make the clearance by Claire Moore there. Number 13 for Frankfort High.
That's the third. I believe I've got the third corner kick coming in at this time.
Marion Patton going to take the corner on the far side from us, and still bouncing. And that's one of the most dangerous things, and that finds its way to Hawkinsmith. Nice job of defending there. That was Callie Perry, I believe, came on and got something on it.
Yep. Perry just got just enough on it.
Let's take a look at this. It just kind of bounces all the way through. Perry tried to head it out, headed it right kind of into the feet of Hawkinsmith, but made up for that by a nice clearance. And now Frankfort High may have something on.
Yeah.
It just looks
a
like
little bit too much of a lead,
Yeah, Annabelle Young and Sawyer Shaw just really haven't yet been able to get on the same page in one of the relatively few attempts that they've had going forward.
Shelby Smith made the save and distributed the ball out here to midfield.
Panthers might have gotten
there's another handball.
They may have just decided that one was unintentional, and that was a nice shot by Young to stick with
Young,
that.
good pressure.
Not going to be able to cape it in that time, but they get a corner out of it.
Absolutely.
That was a great job by Annabelle Young. She realized that she had to step on the defender, and this is our first set piece here for Frankfort High tonight.
A corner kick for Frankfort. She didn't give up on that. She ran it down and
they're going to make her
put Smith under pressure.
She rolls it. I don't think she rolled it much closer there.
It won't. Just doesn't want to cooperate.
It's been that kind of night.
Yeah. It just won't stay.
That is an interesting interpretation of the rules, and you see that at every level. A lot of times they'll let them get away with it, but sometimes they have to go back and.
Got a direct kick here.
Collision in the middle of the field.
Denard and Wayne Scott.
I don't think fans of either side were happy with that, but that's, nothing in that. That's just good, hard play. And I think that time Wayne Scott got some reward for the hard work she did sticking with that.
Young got on it.
And got to say that for Frankfort High. They're putting their bodies on the line here. They're still getting after it. I think they want to leave here with at least a goal and some pride. Oh, that was a nice ball through.
Well played.
By Patton to Hawkinsmith. Those two have linked up already once in the second half for a goal.
Defense was able to recover.
There's Patton. You can tell, I think she wants it on her left when she takes that shot, because a lot of times she's had a lot of goal open on the right, but she seems to have more of a tendency to want to cut back in on her left. As you see Hayden Patton, number 5, the freshman. Having that kind of skill as a freshman, too.
Yeah.
She's going to be quite a player if she sticks with it by the time she gets to be a senior. Ball's coming in, bouncing around in that box. And
great, another fantastic save.
That's just
that's
incredible.
Point blank. That was on a 6-yard box. Well done.
Yeah, that should have been a goal, really, and that was another goal taken off the board that time by Caroline McClavick.
That's just excellent.
You take a look at the replay. That was a snapshot that time by Hawkinsmith.
Yep. And you see the captain's armband on her, too, and there's a reason right there.
They put the ball in exactly the same place as Great Crossing, and that time the Panthers able to do a little better job of keeping it out.
just legs and bodies in there. It's hard to figure out where it's coming from, and she responded great.
And a lot of times when you're a school like Frankfort High and you're maybe a little bit short on numbers, you want your best players to be in the back there because they're going to be touching the ball the most. You want to get quality on the ball, and that's one of those things that can kind of be hard. But you also see it in times like that where things are just kind of a lot's happening at once over there in front of the goal. For the most part, you got to give the Panthers credit for having been up to the challenge.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And Frankfort puts 5 seniors out on the field, and having your keeper as a senior leading the charge back there is tremendous. That's a tremendous asset too. Callie Perry, another, once again, strong up the center. Callie Perry, a senior.
Ball played over the top, and Frankfort High maybe has a little bit of possession. That one's taken away from Shaw. And I didn't see a whole lot wrong there. It just kind of looked like 2 players tangling over it, but the ball given to Frankfort High. And certainly the Panther faithful aren't going to have any complaints about that.
No.
Annabelle Young just kind of tried to play it over the top and to see if she could catch Sawyer Shaw in a little bit of space there, and again having some trouble linking up. We've got Bella Sweezy, the freshman, in number 21 for the first time for the Lady Panthers. Nice little dink with
Caroline Moore. Oh, that's another handball that just.
Yeah, they're just not calling that.
They're not.
And I understand she's trying to protect her face there, but if the ball falls right to her feet, you got to call it.
Yeah, and I can understand maybe incidental, but still, that's. But it's going both ways, so it really is not. I mean, he's not making a call for one team and another, so it just. I don't understand that one.
He's misinterpreting the rule both ways.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Caroline Moore also for Frankfort is helping handle that center of the defense back there. She played a very solid game. Right there,
nice job by Hayden.
Right there, as I speak about it, she helps clear it out.
And
there's
and that's so tough too, because when you're running backwards and you've got players that have the amount of skill on the ball that some of these great crossing players do. It's so hard because you're tracking backward, you're trying to keep your eye on the ball, you're kind of at the mercy of everyone, and that bounces over the top.
Yeah.
Marion Pat's got to be wondering what she's got to do to get a goal tonight, because she's had such a fantastic game.
Yeah. Patton about kicked a field goal with that one.
Yeah, I think she did.
I'll tell you what, though, she does strike the ball solid. She puts the laces to it. She gets her knee over it, and she hits a driven ball. And I'd venture to say that she and Hayden are sisters. I'd say they're probably very competitive in the backyard, and
you can tell.
I imagine there's some backyard scratches and scrambles going on.
Anybody that's got a sibling can relate. But you can tell they also play really well together, and that front 4 or 5 for Great Crossing really just seem to always be in sync, always seem to know where the other is heading and where the other is going to be. And that's going to be
nice. Well done.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
That's McClavic just not being stuck to her goal line, moving with the ball, because really this should be a goal. Right
because Hawkinsmith had it dead on her feet. She was reading the headline. She knew it was going in, and just like you said, McClavic was all over it. Just great positioning. Just good instinct.
Seton Hawkinsmith now with 8 goals on the season after the one that we had to open up the second half.
Yeah, Smith for Great Crossing has played a very solid game in the back here.
In the few times that they have been under pressure, and that's one thing you have to give credit to a team that's really dominating possession, because a lot of times that means your back line and especially your goalkeeper can I don't want to say complacent. It's just you're standing still for so long. It's hard to really keep yourself engaged to the point where you would need to get in. And when they've been called on, they've been up to the challenge.
Yeah, it's called staying in the game, staying engaged, as you said. But just got to keep on reading it.
Hawkins Smith was hoping that one would come back to her and found its way to Hayden Patton. Tried to play it with the left foot, but couldn't really get anything behind that.
Rolled across the crease dangerously, but went out untouched.
We'll get a substitution in here as Brooke Dennard is going to come off, and coming into the game is Emma Morrison, the junior. And they mix players up a lot. We got a list of Great Crossings team and generally what positions they're in, but we've seen a lot of kind of back and forth on that. Of course, we've seen Madison Dodge play most of the second half in that back line for Great Crossing, where she had those 2 goals in the first half. And was just really just stalking the right side. And, that's really handy, too, because being able to play both ways like that.
Yes. And a lot of times strikers understand the mindset of scorer, and therefore they have the ability to play a defensive soundly because they understand the mindset. They know what their players are looking for, so they can anticipate that.
Now, if Hayden Patton gets a goal before Marion Patton, then that's going to be especially frustrating.
Not if McClavick has anything to do with it, she will keep it out.
That's true. She's been pretty effective at that so far. We've got 15 minutes and change left in this one, though, and it does look like at this point Great Crossing is going to move on to the finals, which will take place, weather permitting, Thursday night, I believe, and we'll be right back here for that game.
5:30. And that sun is just about cleared the defensive third of Frankfort. Still a little bit of there, but not
Hayden
as
Patton.
bad.
Still with it. Nice goal that time, and I think that was one where McClavick
crossed
was
her
waiting.
feet up, yeah.
McClavick was waiting for that to come to her right goal post, and it went the opposite direction. That was a nice job by Hayden Patton that time to mix it up just a little bit. And just what I said, Hayden Patton scores before what we're making an assumption is her sister. And that was a great, well-taken goal that time.
65th minute.
Caught McClavick just head in the opposite direction. And just wonderful finish.
Just crossed her up. You draw right. Took the shot in the backside. It's a hard play to react to.
Well, we've got a second. We want to thank our sponsors of the 41st District Tournament here, David Tolles Auto Pro. And thank you to Exit Realty Crutcher for helping us bring you this action, which we've got tomorrow night and then Thursday night for the finals. That's shot right at McClavick. That was number 42, Josie Dummer, back into the game and taking that shot from distance. That ball finds its way into Seton Hawkinsmith.
Nice.
That was a
play
nice
outside.
ball played out wide, and good job coming through that time. And
Perry.
it looks like she kind of came off a little bit worse for wear. Maybe in a collision, almost looked like a collision of knees there.
Get those knees, you get those feet. You hit those toe to toe, and
and that's one thing I think maybe to the
those are knees,
yeah.
See it on the replay.
Maybe to the lay person, it isn't as maybe it isn't as clear on why something would hurt as much as it does, or why players tend to go flying. But when you're running full speed like that, it doesn't take a lot of contact to knock you off balance.
It does not, and it is a very physical game. It's not supposed to be, but it is very physical.
I mean, that's a lot of people say if they called every single penalty that they could call, then you just spend the entire game at the penalty spot.
Yes. Yeah. I can remember taking our players to go watch Kentucky Wesleyan play Brescia College, a couple NAIA schools, and they were amazed at how aggressive the players were, and the grabbing and the physical contact and the shoulder charges. So yeah, it's a different game. You get to that next level.
This ball played through
Nice
out of
play.
the right side, and we're going to get a corner.
Hayden Patton laid that one out there.
That is.
Look for
Brooklyn
Meredith
Couch
Turner, yeah.
On the far side. Or excuse me, yeah, you were right, Meredith Turner.
Yeah, she kind of laid it out there very nicely.
We'll see the corner come in from the far side this time.
Looks like Moore's got the near post covered.
That one.
Hatchets all over Dummer, right there in the middle. Nice
Shot from
defense. There you
distance
go.
that time.
Unlucky.
Just putting her foot behind that one was Emery Schmidt. 12-14 left in this one.
And we got 5 to nothing right now. Great Crossing is in the lead. You know, looking at stats, if you just looked at the paper, you would say, well, this probably was an expected result. But the first half, Frankfurt looked solid, and they were into it. Had a couple quick goals from Great Crossing to start the second half and kind of put us where we are now. But Frankfurt has played a much better game than a 5-0 score.
Yeah, and, you know, it says a lot about how far this Frankfurt High program has come. And, you know, many of the times that we get to watch them here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week, we're seeing them during this tournament, and we've seen them really just, you know, and it's a numbers game at that point. So we've got a substitution at goalkeeper for Great Crossing as Kamora Tillman comes into the game. And back to what I was saying, we've seen Frankfurt High really struggle in this tournament, and we've, you know, usually coming in as the 4th seed, generally having to play, in years past, would have to play Woodford County, who's always a tough opponent. Of course, they've moved on. Now we have Great Crossing in our district. And, you know, just looking at it as far as comparing then to now, I think you can see a definite positive progression on the part of what Daniel Rogers has done here with this Panther team. Yeah. And, you know, they have, you can tell what they're trying to do out there, and you can tell that, like, there are players on there that really
get the game.
They get the game. They know where the threats are coming from. They know how to play together. They know how to talk to each other. And, you know, if you keep doing this, it'll come, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, there are positives to build on, to continue to build on. So, you know, hope is not lost. But,
right foot there. Klavic with the save. And, you know, they're going to end their season now with the record as we take a look at this save. Another great save by McClavic. And they're going to end their season now with the record of 5-13-3. And, you know, it'll be another loss in the region. But really, a lot they can take from this, and a lot they can take from the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the best part about sports is that there's always going to be a sunrise tomorrow, no matter what the result is. And nice save. Nice stop by Hatchett there. Way to be there. She was able to make that save. Very, very heady defense.
Yeah, and just stood her ground.
Yep.
And that was all you had to do right there. And that's why you're not getting you know, because when you've got a player in there who's coming at you with the ball, it's so easy to want to dive in there and just stop it by any means necessary. And a lot of times that's how you see people ending up at the penalty spot.
Yep.
But that was a great job of defending, as you pointed out.
Yeah. Lady Panthers have a throw in down here in the attacking third, right outside the 20-yard box.
And, you know, you say what you want about moral victories, but it would be so nice for the Panthers to be able to get something going towards goal to close out this season.
I can see them bury one.
What a job by Marion Patton to get past the defender. Now she's got the ball in the open field. She was never going to pass that.
No,
and I think she got that field goal you were talking about that time.
She took and drove that from midfield all the way down.
Yeah, I think she wanted to take the back out of the net with that, just a little bit of frustration. And I think that might be it for the Pattons tonight.
Yeah.
As we've got just 8 minutes left here in this game, and coming on to the field is going to be
Cameron Crump and
number 26.
26 we don't have
on. Coming in is off the left side, and that is Shelby Smith actually playing outfield. She was the keeper for the first part of the game for the Warhawks, and now she's grabbed one of the other colored jerseys, and she's gonna go out and
be a field player.
Yeah. And
every goalkeeper thinks they're a striker.
Yep, and we'll find that out. And Shelby Smith, the senior, maybe that's part of the motivation behind it. They'd like, because they're bringing her pretty far up the field. I think they want to try to get her a goal before the end of this game. And good position to do it because, whether or not they end up playing Franklin County or Western Hills, who we'll see tomorrow night at this same time right here on the same field. This is the game where you got a little bit of time, you can kind of try out some things and
look at some different schemes.
You've already kind of punched your ticket to the region too, so you never know when someone's going to have to stand in.
Absolutely, and you may wind up in a position where you need to have additional players in an overtime situation.
And just, to kind of circle back to the Frankfort High program as a, in general, I think if you take the seniors on this team, Callie Perry and Claire Moore and Jewel Mueller, and especially, Caroline McClavick in the goal over there, just especially if they started here as freshmen or even younger, as we've seen sometimes, and where this program was at that point to the point it is now, I think it's a whole different proposition that you have with Frankfort High than you did before, because we've seen them come out here and barely get through the first half of games before getting mercy ruled, and I don't think they've gotten mercy ruled once this season, and there's something to be said for that, especially for your defense, because clearly, as we've seen tonight, they face a lot of shots, and they play together, they talk, they stay on the same page, and there's a lot you can build from there.
And that's all that's all you can ask. I coached high school for years, and I used to always tell players, you're not going to go pro in soccer, but you're going to go pro in a profession, and this is going to help you understand that it doesn't end just because you worked hard. The sun's going to come up. You're going to be a better person because you played this game. You're going to be a better person because you were a teammate. And so those are the positives you're looking at in sport, and that's what Frankfort has out there. They haven't quit. They haven't rolled over. They haven't stopped. These young ladies are putting out their best foot, and you got to tip your hat to that.
Yeah, communication and accountability, a lot of life lessons that you can take from that.
100%. The teamwork aspect is just so important. You're taking a diverse group of young ladies, you're putting them together, common goal, and the camaraderie and the companionship they will remember their lifetime.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, when we see the crosstown rivals go at it as Western Hills takes on Franklin County, it's going to be a pretty spirited crowd that we have here at Benny Watkins Field. So you'll want to, if you can't be out here to see that, you want to make sure you join us here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week. We'll be right back with you. And then stay with us tonight for the nightcap as we have the boys for Great Crossing taking on the home team here, the host, the Flyers of Franklin County. Great Crossing's been pretty good as far as the boys go this season. Franklin County's kind of had a rough go of it, but you know what? It's a whole new season once the tournament starts.
Right.
So
records go out the window as soon as you get under the lights in the tournament.
That was a tough hit that time. It looked like number 21 Camry Smith, she's as tough as they come because it looked like her head bounced off the turf. Let's take a look at the replay here.
It's like a little elbow and
just what we were talking about earlier. It's one of those things where it just takes so little to knock you off balance there, and I don't think there was any intent there by Annabelle Young. Of course, they've been going at it. Whenever Frankfurt High has been able to get the ball up the field, they've been going at it. But yeah, it doesn't take much to knock you over at that pace.
Anne-Marie Smith, her teammate, came and give her a little pat, like, you got it, you're all right. There you go. That's good position, nice.
Frankfurt High and
good effort. Got spacing, find it.
And coming out to be aware of that, which it's good goalkeeping that time by the sophomore, Kimura Tillman, who's able to get some clock here as we wind this one down. Frankfurt High is going to get a free kick right in the middle of the field. Taking it quickly is Annabelle Young, and it almost looked like we had another just blatant handball that time. Madison dodged that time.
It was a kind of iffy throw in on that. I thought,
yeah.
I thought he may have whistled that one too.
Yeah, I think it's one of those where it's 5-0. We're winding it down. They're just gonna kind of swallow the whistle a little bit, but a lot of times also I understand the tendency to not want to overcall it, but at the same time you want to make sure you're not putting anyone in danger.
Right, stay as consistent, and I think that's all players want. That's all coaches want. And officials, being a former official myself, we just wanted to call it a good game, and that's what officials want to do. They don't want to be a factor in it.
Yeah. We certainly appreciate having you on for this tournament. Some valuable insight. And you'll be with us the whole time, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Looking forward to it. This is our first call working together, and it's kind of like a little bit of a partnership, and I think so far we got off to a pretty good start, I think.
I haven't mashed your toes too much so far.
No, not at all.
We tick down the final seconds of this one. Of course, we've got the boys coming up here in a little bit. Frankfurt High still fighting. They want a goal out of this, and Annabelle Young chasing this one down, trying to create some chaos there as Tillman comes out to punch that one out. 14 seconds left.
I believe Young was one that applied that pressure on that ball earlier whenever keeper tried to play it out.
But it flies out, and that's how it's going to wind up, and that will mark the end of Frankfurt High's season. They close it out at 6-12-3. Great Crossing improves their record to 9-4-2, and Great Crossing will move on to play Thursday night against the winner of Western Hills and Franklin County, which you'll see tomorrow night. 5-0 your final. Great Crossing on top of Frankfurt High in the first game of the 41st District. And we'll be right back with highlights and your play of the game here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
The Game of the Week Play of the Game is brought to you by Bill McCoy Insurance Agency, celebrating over 46 years in business. With over 15 companies to shop and collectively over 100 years of experience, call, visit us, or request quotes on BillMcCoyInsuranceAgency.com.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Bill McCoy Insurance, celebrating over 46 years in business. With over 15 companies to shop, call us or visit our office for quotes.
First game is over and in the books here on the 41st District Tournament on the Cable 10 Game of the Week. Great Crossing on top, on top 5-0 over Frankfurt High. It sounded better in my head. And we're going to put a bow on this one, but we want to have some highlights and our play of the game. And really, as far as standout players go, there's one name that really stood out for us in this game, and that was Caroline McClavick.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, without her between the pipes, it could have been really ugly. Strong, super strong player. By far, the player that had probably the greatest impact on the game.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I would say that's a very good call.
All right, we've got some highlights for you. Stay with us. We've got the boys opener coming up between Franklin County and Great Crossing. Thank you for watching this game here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week. Enjoy these highlights and stick with us. We'll have more action coming up.